welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to go over the Virgo Moon sign horoscope for 2022. So if you have Virgo Moon or even if you have Virgo Ascendant, then you can watch this video in full to see how the next year is going to be for you. We don't really focus on sun sign because it is very generic in nature. So when we do annual horoscopes, we look at the transit of 4 major planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu, and Ketu. So let's see what is happening next year. Rahu is currently in your 9th house in the sign of Taurus, but will be transiting to your 8th house in the sign of Aries next April. Ketu is currently in your 3rd house in the sign of Scorpio, but will move to your 2nd house in April next year in the sign of Libra. Saturn is currently in its own house, the 5th house in the sign of Capricorn, but will transit to the 6th house in April next year to Aquarius, which is its own sign and also its Mul Trikona sign. But then it will start moving backwards and will move back to Capricorn in July and will stay there for the rest of the year. Finally, Jupiter will transit its own sign Pisces in the 7th house from April next year and will stay there throughout the year. So these were the major transits. Now looking at the main areas of life, starting with the career, it is going to be a good year for the most part because there are no major afflictions with the 10th house. So I would recommend that if you have a good job, stay in that job, work hard, and you are bound to get good results. And if you don't have a job, then keep applying and you will definitely land a good job with a good benefits package. In terms of love life, it is going to be a good and stable year because the love and romance house is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn will for the most part be placed in the 5th house, which indicates a lot of stability in love and romance relationships. So if you have a romantic relationship, make sure to be loyal to that partner and to be open and honest, and everything will be fine. For married life, again, it will be a very good year, starting especially from April when Jupiter will sit in its own house in its own sign Pisces. So it will be a very harmonious and smooth married life from April onwards next year. In terms of business, again, from April onwards next year, it will be good because the Lord of Business will sit in the own house of business. So if you wanted to start a business or you wanted to make any good deals with anyone, then from April onwards, the stars will be favoring you. For wealth, you can expect a sudden gain in wealth from April onwards when Rahu enters the 8th house. However, you have to be careful with your investments because the 8th house is also linked to sudden losses as well. So with sudden gains, there might be sudden losses. But if you invest in safe investments, then you will be fine and you can expect some sudden gains from April. In terms of health, you need to be a bit careful when Rahu enters the 8th house from April onwards. So if you're driving a car, be very careful with the speed. Do not speed and be in a rush because that might not turn in your favor, because 8th house is a very malefic house. It's linked to accidents and major illnesses. So be careful with your health, work out regularly, do yoga, meditation, and stay calm and peaceful, and you will be fine. In terms of education and children, it's going to be a stable year because 5th house rules education and children. And as I said before, the Lord of the 5th house is Saturn, and throughout the year, it is going to be placed in its own signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. So it's going to provide you with good support in terms of education. If you wanted to pursue higher education, then also it is a good time. Also, your relationship with your children will be good because of Saturn being in strong position in the 5th and 6th houses. So you can expect good results in the matters of education and children. So I hope you like my general prediction for the Virgo moon sign or ascendant sign individuals. And in my next video, I am going to go over the 7th sign, which is Libra. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.